Hello, it's Waypoint and welcome back to Play the Game and welcome to League of Legends. Now, before I get on with the video, I want to say that this is an test kind of video if League content can succeed, and it's a really basic video, but I will go more in depth in the future. And if you don't like the way I'm doing the content, or you don't like League, or you like League, or you want me to make some different kind of content, or you want me to change the content, just leave me a comment so I can get more feedback on this and I know how you want me to do things. There's no point in making videos if you are not actually enjoying them. But let's get on with the video. Now, this is my introduction to the world of League of Legends, to play the games. And there might be some play the gamers that already play League of Legends, and there might be some that already hate League of Legends, and then there's the middle ground that don't really know how to play League of Legends and don't really bother with League of Legends. Now, firstly, League of Legends is a multiplayer online battle arena. It's an one map. Well, there are multiple maps, but the game itself consists of a map. Well, 5 champions usually are set to fight another 5 champions, and there are usually 3 lanes and a jungler, and people fight off each other and try to keep farming other opposition's minions and trying to keep an advantage to the another team, and trying to use that advantage to kill the another team and to push objectives and to eventually win the game. Now, the gameplay in the background is some ranked game with Kha'Zix jungle, and this gameplay consists of me finding out that my team can handle their lanes pretty okay without me, and trying to farm up an advantage to the another jungler, which I did achieve. And I became so deadly that I could siege pretty much endlessly, and when I stopped sieging I would just go back to farming and then buy items and then continue sieging and then farming, and it was a vicious cycle of getting power, and it worked out. Well, League of Legends is a forever changing game pretty much. It's going to get a visual update very soon, and it will be also getting some pre-season changes very soon. So besides that, you will also be getting patches pretty much every week or every 2 weeks, and you will be getting new champions in every 1 or 2 months. And so this means that the meta will be shifting all the time due to champion additions and map changes, because they want the league experience to stay fresh and to actually make it better. And they are not actually making bad changes to the champions, they are usually making them right. Now, because of this, League of Legends is a pretty interesting game to stay top on and trying to be good at, because there are a lot of players and pretty much everyone is competing to be the best at the moment. So the people that enjoy trying to read the changes and trying to use those changes to their advantage will always be on top of the game for their level and will be enjoying the game more than others, which is why I enjoy League very much, because I like to be reading the patch notes, and I like to be refreshing my builds, refreshing like my jungle routes. Like, you can change your playstyle pretty much infinitely, and you can always find something new you can do with your champions and your lanes. And that's the interesting part about League, because it's always new in a way. When you enter into League, you start at no levels at all, and every level you gain influence points, a rune slot and a mastery slot. And don't even bother with runes until you're level 20, and don't be that focused on your masteries. You just have to add points and try to make them fit your champions, but you don't really have to care about them that much on the lower levels, because you're mostly playing bots or low level players. And when playing against bots, you will of course have to start against playing bots, because you cannot play against real players until you're level 5 or 10. I'm not sure which one it really was. Anyways, playing against bots, the bots are abusable, so just learn to abuse them to get levels faster, and there will be no lane meta in bots games usually. Nobody will be calling lanes in the champion select, and if they are, well, that's just amazing, but it's pretty rare sometimes, so just pick a champion you're strong on and go to the lane that needs a champion and try to kill the bots and not to lose the game. Now, when you get into player games, there is something what you should be doing in champion select. Now, when people get into champion select, how the Champion Select works at the moment is that the first guy to yell out the lane that he wants will get the lane that he wants. So for example, if I want to get mid, which is the middle lane, I would yell mid in the chat, and if I was the first I would go that lane. That's how it works at the moment. And this goes for all the roles. All the 5 roles would be top, or which is the top lane, then there's the jungler, which is the jungler of course, the guy who goes around the jungle and kills the creeps and ganks the lanes. Then we have the middle laner, and then we have the ADC, attack damage carry, and then we have the support, which is there to ward the map and to give CC and support to his ADC and to protect him. When you advance through the bot games to normal games, there are 2 things that will happen. A, you will probably start to die more. B, you will probably get toxic players on your ass. And C, you will probably see some smurfs. Smurfs are what League players call some players that are really experienced in the game, but are playing with low-level accounts against low-level players, so they can stomp on them. They will be using champions that are good at noob stomping, like Katarina's, Master Yi's, or anything with a high damage output, usually an assassin, and they will be whooping your team's ass usually. Of course they can be on your side too, and that's just a win-win situation, free IP and win victory. Now, there is no real way to deal with smurfs, you just have to try to play good. But the way to deal with toxic players is a simple one. Try to not care if they try to offend you or if they're pissed at you. The best you can do against toxic players is try to look if you're doing actually something wrong, and if you're doing something wrong, you should be probably correcting it. If you don't feel like correcting it, it's not really an issue, because if he's being a douchebag about it, it's not like he deserves to win anymore. That's my view on this matter anyways. And besides all that, what you should never do is try to say something back, because that will just never work. You will just give more fuel to the troll, and it will never really do anything good for you. So whenever somebody's raging at you, just keep calm and try to focus on the game. That's all you can do and all you should do. But the biggest aid to your low-level battles would be to have a friend or 2 with you. Probably even more. The more you can get is better. And it would also be probably good that they're either same level than you or just a little higher. If they're lower than you, then you might get frustrated at them. If they're higher than you, they might get frustrated at you. But the thing about that is you can help each other out. And duo lanes actually work very well with pre-mages. That is 2 guys that are playing in the same party. And through playing with friends, you will avoid most of the toxic players. Even like you can even go for playing only with a full party, so you will never face toxic teammates and never get trolls on your team. And that will make the job a lot easier to level up. And when you are leveling up and you will get to the point that you need new champions, what you should be doing is actually looking at videos of the champions, that if the champion really suits you, so you don't have to waste your IP. You don't want to use your Rifun points on something so stupid as champions, because they are not worth RP, they are worth IP. RP is where the real money is at, and you don't want to lose a chance of getting money back. And that's why you shouldn't recruit champions. After you have gotten used to the normal player games and you have got yourself a few champions you can actually play reliably, then you're pretty much set for the next few videos I'm going to make. And yeah, they will be not as basic as this, because this was just something aimed at the players that are not levels 30 and are maybe lower than 20 at least. And if you are not one of those, then I'm sorry, but if you are, or you haven't played League, well, then I hope that you learned something, and I hope that everyone here would stick around to my next videos that will be more advanced. And if you didn't like this, or you didn't enjoy this, well, do please leave a comment, and do say if you really just want to dig League content. If you could like it but you want me to change it somehow, do leave a comment. If you want me to cover a specific aspect of the game, do leave a comment. And yeah, the waypoint out.